Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall, and welcome back to my channel where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. Today, guys, I got another video to react to. This one is about why men are not approaching women anymore. It's definitely a big thing you've been hearing on the internet. If you pay attention to TikTok when it comes to women and dating, you hear a lot of women complaining about men not approaching them anymore, not asking them out anymore. They'll be at the bars, they'll be at the clubs, and they'll see men looking at them, taking notice, but the men never make the move to go up and approach. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And honestly, it's a problem that I believe is of women's own creating. But without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Why don't men approach me anymore is the question.
Leave women alone.
Why don't men walk up to me anymore, they wonder.
Is it just me, or do men not approach women anymore?
Men my age and younger are no longer walking up to women. Why do you guys not do that?
Where are all the good men, they're asking.
Where are all the good men?
Where did all the good men go?
Men don't approach you. Although you have beautiful hair, your makeup is spot on.
They're weenies. They haven't been trained.
My eyebrow girl gave me the best line to use if a guy keeps staring at you but won't come up and say anything to you. I am in this.
They're asking all these questions but one. Where are all the good women that deserve such a man?
You know what I just realized about relationships? A guy starts off by putting 100% in the beginning of a relationship. And over time, that will slowly go down from like 100 to 95 to 90 to 80 to 85. And then you notice, and you only notice when it goes down to like 75 or 80%, and then you say something. And then when you say something, he puts back 5% effort and you're content. You're like, okay, he put in some effort, but it never goes back up to 100 or 90 or 95. It just goes from like that 75 to 80. And then it goes.
You know what? That behavior right there tells me so much about the woman. That tells me so much about the woman, bro. And I'll tell you why. The guy who is pulling back effort to that degree. I mean, of course, if a guy started off at 100, of course it's going to go down a little bit. That's natural. But if it drops all the way down from like 95 to like 20%, that tells me about the female. And that, you know why that tells me? That she wasn't giving him enough in return. She wasn't thanking him. She wasn't being appreciative. She wasn't doing what she needed to do to showcase that, to make that man feel like it was rewarding for him to continue to put in effort. That's the thing. It gets to a point in a relationship dating a woman, and I know you guys have experienced this as well, where it just becomes draining. Anytime you hit that point where you feel drained doing and giving to a woman, you know the balance of what you're giving and receiving is off. Because anytime that I've been with a woman where I'm giving her stuff or doing things for her, not just giving her stuff, but giving her that good treatment, and I get a constant, she's constantly showing me how appreciative she is by just verbally telling me, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And, doing things for me to show her appreciation, giving me massages. Every guy's different. I like a good massage. So giving me massages, just making sure things are organized for me, handling other things on the back end so I don't have to. And then oftentimes, like, I'm thinking back to a certain girl that I was dating, she would just text me, oh my gosh, that thing you did for me the other day, I'm still thinking about it. Thank you so much. That was so great. I really appreciate it. Like, she was just always telling me how grateful she was. You know what that did for me? Even when she wasn't physically doing something in return, just hearing how grateful she was for my effort made me want to do more. Made me want to think of the next thing I could do for her, the next place I could take her. Because she just was grateful. But just simple gratefulness is missing from women nowadays. It's, well, as you should. That's the attitude you get from women nowadays. Treat me right, take me shopping, buy this for me, do that for me, open doors for me, do the most for me as you should because you're a man and I'm a pretty girl. Bro, women nowadays need to, if a man has pulled back his effort to that degree, you effed up as a woman. You were sitting there either not being grateful enough or not doing not doing things for him enough to make him feel like that was something that he wanted to continue doing. Because anything that makes somebody feel good, they're going to want to keep doing. And when you're doing something for somebody and they're showcasing appreciation and doing things for you in return, you're going to feel good and you're going to want to keep doing it. But let's keep going.
Back down again to like 70, and then it goes down to 60. Long story short, it'll just go back down to 10% when it started at 100. I'm not saying all men do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as a woman, I feel like we invest more time and put in more effort as the relationship goes on because it becomes more and more serious. Moral of the story, if you're dating a guy and he starts off at 100% effort and you're noticing over time it's slowly going down, I just think that you deserve better.
Very, very wrong. Men treat you 100%, and then, when they're not experiencing same levels of effort or appreciation, that's when the decline starts.
Bro, that's literally exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. It starts off high, and then they just keep doing it. They keep putting in the effort, and it's not reciprocated. It's barely even appreciated. So, of course, bro, it's going to start feeling like a drain. It's going to feel drained. You're going to feel like, bro, I'm being used. I don't have the energy and the motivation to keep this up. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to match what she's giving me. But then women always expect the man to be putting in more effort than them. So that's why they feel that. Because the man did start off high. They just started off low. It is what it is.
You always expect 100%. No one can do 100% all the time. When do you get 100%? How much do you put in to make him feel valued enough to meet you where you are, and you meet him where he is? Everyone puts their best foot forward early on. Women want to be pursued hard. It's unreasonable to expect the...
That's wrong. Women put 100% into their looks, and early on, that's it, bruv. That's about it. The man puts 100%. He puts his money on the line, his time, his investments. Like, the man puts in a lot more at the beginning, okay? And then it's on the woman. It should switch. Here's the thing. It should switch to where the woman is putting in more effort than you. Because that's the dynamic, despite them complaining about it, that's the dynamic they like. Because if she sees you as that guy, then she needs to be in a position of pursuing you. That's how she feels satisfied. That's how she feels like she got the best thing. If she constantly has to be chasing it to some degree. She has to have a little bit of chase that's always there. If you're both, and I'm not saying not to put in effort as a guy at all, but she needs to be chasing you, bro. She needs to feel like she wants to. But that doesn't mean you don't treat her well or put in effort on your end. But to say that women start off at 100, then no, they don't.
Energy level to always be that high. The effort should always be there, though. Sometimes men realize that he's not receiving the same 100% effort from the girl he's dating. Why should he continue if the effort isn't reciprocated? Delusion is really something some of these women suffer from. To expect the same energy all the time is just crazy. The reason why it goes down is because he starts to realize you're not putting in the same effort and energy he's putting in. They never talk about when their efforts and energy starts going down. It's always pointing the finger at the man. No one.
You know why? Because the man is always supposed to be the one putting in the effort. That's what it's like. Chase me. Show me, take me here, do this for me, show me how much you want me. That's like the attitude they have. So anytime like you pull back, you're like, bro, I done did that. I did this, took you there, been doing that for months. Like, can I get a little bit of energy back on my end? They think, oh, well, I'll wait for his birthday, buy him a little gift here, and he should shut up and be satisfied. I'm giving him sex, so he should just shut up and be satisfied. Bro, guys want to feel appreciated too. Guys want to come home now and again to a gift. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Just showing the guy that you like, just caring for the guy. You don't even have to buy him stuff like that, bro, because dudes oftentimes aren't very materialistic. It's just the physical things you could do for him, you know? or just noticing things he needs or that would make his life easier. Like one of the things that made me feel, appreciated and just cared for was when I was dating a girl, and like, for example, I wanted a speaker. She noticed that like my speaker kind of was messing up. I had a portable speaker, and I didn't say anything, bro. She just hung out with me, noticed my speaker wasn't really working like that, and boom, just like that, got me a new one. Knowing that it would make my life easier, make my day a little better, didn't have to say a thing about it, bro. And she would do that like for other things that I needed. She noticed I wanted like a camera lens. Didn't ask for it, bro. Like, she was very attentive. I will give her that. She was very attentive to things that things that were going on in my life. She would just see, okay, that he needs that. Okay, that looks like would make his life easier. And things that I wouldn't even think of that would make my life easier, she would, pay attention to it and then just get it for me. And I'm like, wow, I feel really appreciated. I feel like seen. I feel like she cares. And I'm the least like materialistic person. Another thing she would do that would make me feel appreciated was just, like I said, I'm a guy that likes massages. She would always just come up without me asking, giving me a massage. Bro, literally, she would text me and be like, come over, can you come over this morning or this evening? I made you lunch. And she would have literally like a freaking, what do they call them? Like bento boxes, those like Asian little lunch boxes, like made for me. That was something she did all the time. She would always be like, I made food. You want to come over, pick it up for lunch? Things like that, bro. Women don't do that. See, so on my end, even though she was doing that stuff for me, I was doing far more for her. But I was okay with that. I was good with that because I didn't feel as though I was being drained. I didn't feel as though it was unequal. It felt equal to me. Even though like I was, spending more money as the guy in the relationship, I was paying for the dates. But what I was receiving in the end for what I was receiving in return for what I was doing felt equal. It was good for me. Women don't do that for the guys they're dating. So the guy's going to pull back. The guy's going to pull back and not want to continue at 90% when she's at 20. And then the audacity of them when you're over here, that sometimes when you're at 90, they're still looking at you like you're not doing enough.
Can maintain 100% effort and energy at all times. It's just not realistic.
Leave women alone.
Stop telling us what to do with our hair.
Stop telling us what to do with our bodies.
Stop telling us how to dress.
Leave us alone.
Gold digger. Of course I just married him for the money and I'm waiting for him to die in like 5 years to leave behind the life insurance policy.
Shut up, bitch!
Why men don't approach women anymore. Number one, the fear of rejection. Women today, as we know, have some unrealistic standards. Some women. Unless he has a six-pack, six-figure, and is 6 feet, you can't talk to him. Number two, it's not just about the fear of rejection. For some men, it's the fear of being labeled a creep or a predator because the man that's approaching you isn't your type. So because he's interested in you, he a creep? Come on now. Number three, online dating, which has made it so men don't have to get rejected in person. Number four, social media. Now you can just run up in somebody's DM. You don't have to have communication skills. I think all this technology and everything has made our communication skills terrible, y'all. Terrible. And last, we've seen how women will reject men in unnecessarily rude ways. It's okay to not be to try to embarrass them. Y'all, we gotta stop.
The fear of rejection is the last thing we are worried about. Because women don't respect or appreciate the effort unless they see the man as being far more attractive than normal. The sad part is, a woman's ultra-femininity only lasts about 15 years, 17 to 32. After 32, it's like a nightmare of makeup, harsh reality, etc. I just don't want to end up on TikTok and labeled a creep for having the audacity to talk to a woman. They played themselves, done with wasting time and energy, and ungrateful and entitled women that like to bitch and moan. As you've just seen these men voicing their thoughts, Approaching a woman is just too risky. Some might call it being afraid to approach, but it's more than that. There's actually women who are literally recording men who are approaching them just to post them on social media and label them as creeps. That's mainly the reason why these men today aren't approaching. For example, this one.
I'm good.
I get your name?
No, I don't have a name.
You want a name?
No.
That's very rude. What drink you gonna get?
You're rude for coming up to me and talking to me. That was nice to you.
There was no problem with the girls.
Oh yeah, I'm just texting my friend. She was just texting me.
No, it was no problem. I had seen you had left it on the table, and I was trying to get your attention, but you kept walking, so you probably didn't hear me. So that's why I was bringing over here.
So what you came out here for?
Man, I was bringing your ID. I would want somebody to bring me mine, and I'm on break anyway, so it means.
Well, I'm grown. What else you came out here for?
Man, obviously that, and
I had to pause it there, man. Now, we saw 2 videos, right? Now, think as a man, okay? And ladies, I want you to pay attention for the few that watch this channel, all right? As a guy, it is already, for many men, difficult enough just to go up and risk the possibility of rejection. Okay, that's just one hurdle to get over. A guy has to get over that hurdle to go up and approach. Now women have created a second hurdle that I would argue is even worse than the first. Because now, not only do I have to get over being rejected, I have to get over the possibility of being publicly humiliated. Okay? That used to just be a fear in a man's mind that wasn't actually a reality. But now, with TikTok and Instagram and all these recording devices, women have the audacity to sit there, like this lady here, and record a guy who is respectfully shooting his shot. It already took courage for him to go up and do so. And you're going to clown him? Look at the disrespect that she's given this man. If she wasn't interested, bro, the conversation could have been over in 3 seconds. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir, for returning my card. She didn't even say thank you about that. Thank you for returning my card. Yeah, but I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. I appreciate that, though. Done. But instead, she wanted some views for TikTok, so let me open up my phone and let me record this guy, give him a bunch of aggressive energy so he feels uncomfortable, and now he's fumbling over his words, which shout out to this guy, which despite her aggressive, nasty energy towards him, he still continues to try shooting his shot. He was still putting in that work. Me? I would have just walked away. I wouldn't even have stood there trying to shoot my shot with someone giving me that nasty energy, but shout out to him for sticking in there. Ladies, it's already difficult enough, okay, for a guy to go do that. And it might be fun now while you're young to be dismissive of men because you got so many of them hitting you up that you could just treat that one like that way, do this, record this one, make a guy feel, inadequate or foolish for coming up and approaching you. That might be fun now. But when you're finally ready to settle down and find a guy, guess what? Years of you and your girlfriends doing that to men and recording it, guess what? Men have TikTok too, and they see those videos, and they also talk to one another, okay? And guess what? Men are going to come to the realization that this isn't worth it. So in the end, it backfires on you, because now you're going to see a bunch of videos of women, you're already seeing them complaining that men aren't approaching. Whose fault is that? It's yours, because you scared them away. You disincentivized them to go do it, because even if they overcome the hurdle of being rejected, they cannot control being clowned. Okay? So now in the future, you're ready, you're 20, 25, 26, 27, you're done, trying to get views on TikTok. Now you're really ready to find your husband, right? So there you go, walking down the street, and you notice an attractive guy noticing you, and he just gives you a glance. You notice he noticed you, but then he just keeps walking. And what you don't realize is that was supposed to be your future husband. that was supposed to be that guy that met all the things you wanted and was perfect and going to treat you right. But guess what? He kept walking. Because too many of you guys either rejected him nastily for no reason when you could have done it nicely, or maybe he saw too many videos of you and your girlfriends clowning men on the internet and thinking it was a joke. Or there's also a lot of videos of women just saying, stop approaching women. We don't want you to approach us. Leave us alone. And maybe he heard it and responded to that and said, okay, I'm just not going to do that because I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to harass women. I don't want to annoy them. So you know what? I'm just not going to approach. And there goes your husband. Just walks away. You face the repercussions of that in the end. So, ladies, stop doing this, okay? Because it's going to come back to bite you. Let's keep going.
At least, let's recruit it. So I was trying to talk to you, see if I can get to know you a little bit.
I want to get to know you. So what else you do outside this little job?
Damn, little job, man. It's a job, man. A little job.
Wow, and now she's emasculating him. Now, you see that energy? It's like this demeaning, okay, like she's an interviewer now, and little job. What you do outside of this little job? She's not even trying to get to know him. She just said, okay, now I'm trying to get to know you. She's only saying and talking to him for the TikTok views so she can post it later to get likes and whatever from the toxic women that subscribe to her. But you saw how she emasculated that man? How that guy, very nicely, very respectfully, he didn't holler at her and say, hey, babe, yo, what's good? You know, the catcalling that women say they hate? He didn't do that. He approached very respectfully, did her a favor, and she proceeds to emasculate him by saying, little job. What you do outside that little job you got here? Bro, let's keep going.
But I'm a bartender, so, that's what I do. I'm working.
The disrespect was uncalled for. If she wasn't interested, she could have just gone away. She just recorded this whole interaction for her social pages just to try and embarrass the man about his job. So again, why should these men approach if this is what most of these women are going to do?
It's open. It's open.
I don't go out on dates with guys who don't open the door for me.
Really?
Really?
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, man.
No, he didn't.
I'm dead.
Normalize fucking hating your husband.
Are you stupid?
What?
Like, for real. It's okay to go through about a minute, half a day, couple hours, a full day, even a week of just like, I can't fucking stand you right now. But deep down or in the back of your head, it might be all the way down in your toes at this point, I love you so much. And I know we're in this together. We're just in the thick of it.
How about we normalize having conversations when things are going wrong in...
It's one thing to say, it's okay. No. It's one thing to say, look, you're not always going to like your partner. Or be super happy with them, but you should be actively trying to fix the problem and move forward. That would be a better statement. But the insanity to say, normalize hating your husband, your boyfriend, normalize it. That means make the behavior okay, make it standard, make it an everyday thing, make it normal. What? Okay, hear it the other way. Hear it back. Imagine me saying, normalize hating your wife. Normalize hating your girlfriend. Look, that's just normal. You're going to hate her. Normalize hating her. No. Bro, of course in life, in relationships, there's going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be days where you guys disagree. But you say, when you feel those feelings, talk it through so you can get past them and get back to liking each other and being on the same page. This is why you can't be taking advice from women a lot of the time because they just say things. How is that going to make a healthy relationship by normalizing hating your wife or normalizing hating your husband? But can you imagine, and you know what's scary? this girl probably has so many female followers. That's the insane part. And women are going to hear her say that, and they're not going to process it, and they're just going to think, yeah, she's right, because women don't really think things through a lot of the time. But she's out here giving advice, telling women to normalize hating their husband, because that's going to help things. Let's just keep moving.
Relationship. These podcast equipments should require a license for purchase. So many women feel comfortable trying to give women bad advice on how to be single, instead of here's how to work on your relationship.
That was perfect, like single female advice. That is like how to end a relationship 101. How to get a divorce 2-3 years down the line 101. Yes, normalize hating one another. Perfect advice. And then we wonder why the divorce rates are so high. Because, bro, there's so few female at dating advice. Bro, like, it was so refreshing. I think a day or two ago, maybe 3 days ago, Candace Owens was on Fresh and Fit, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh my gosh, like, I loved that podcast episode. That was probably one of the best episodes and most memorable episodes that I could think of. It was just so wholesome. Such great advice. Man, that was amazing. Then there's this. Bro, Candace Owens is the only female I can think of that is like on that level of popularity that is actually giving good advice to women. Bro, without Candace Owens, let's be honest, bro, there would be literally Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Kim Kardashian. That is it. She is like, it's like those three big, like, deplorable, nasty women against one wholesome woman. That's what's out there as female role models. It's 3 against 1. Candace Owens against Kim Kardashian, Meg Thee Stallion, whichever other, I don't even know the female rappers like that. Sometimes the names pop into my head, they pop out, because I don't listen to those people. But let's keep going.
Hating your husband is probably the second quickest way to help him find a wife. Don't let your wife stop you from finding your wife.
Ouch. Is it just me? Yes. Is it just me, or do men not approach women anymore?
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a park. I have noticed that people my age, men my age and younger, are no longer walking up to women and trying to engage in conversation. They're no longer coming up asking for a number. Why do you guys not do that? Why do you not walk up to women anymore?
Because we're not here to give you free attention just so you can boost your ego and then just reject us and dip. Like, we're not here for that. We make a move if we feel like the likelihood is high. Like, I'm still the type of guy that's going to approach, but I don't just approach willy-nilly. Like, if I feel, even sometimes I'll approach even if she hasn't noticed me yet, but a lot of times I can see a girl give me a look, or we make eye contact real quick, and then she looks away. I could tell, okay, she was looking at me. Or if I turn my head a certain way and I notice she was looking at me and then she looks away real quick, I know that she noticed me, and I will take that shot more than likely because I know that has a higher likelihood of success. But bro, men are not trying to just boost y'all egos. Y'all heads are big enough, okay? Y'all are gassed up enough thinking y'all are 10s out here. Men are like, done, bro. Like, I'm not just about to walk up so you can feel gassed up and go tell your girlfriends how this guy approached me. Like, nah, we're not doing that anymore. It's not worth it.
Stop approaching women when they're alone.
No, men are weird. Stop talking to women you don't know.
No, single men.
That was a stupid thing to say. Stop talking to women you don't know. Men, stop talking to women you don't know. Because how are you supposed to get to know a woman if you don't talk to her? You see why you just shouldn't be listening to a lot of these chicks, bro? Because they just say the stupid things. Stop talking to women you don't know. Okay, well then you're just never going to talk to women because you don't know any of them. You got to actually go talk to them to get to know them. Stupid, bro.
Why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
No. I hate when men approach women.
So should a guy ever approach a girl in public?
I don't think so, no. This year, I decided I'm gonna go the full year without using any dating apps. However, I still want to meet people. So tonight, it's Friday. I'm gonna go out by myself. Just passing a beer garden that was full of people with their friends. It's okay.
You see what I mean, ladies? That lady right there is you, 25, 26, 27, 28, when you're trying to find a husband. But it's fun now. You saw the lady saying, don't approach, leave us alone. You saw how young they looked. They looked really young, like 22-ish, around that range, 22, 23. These women look a little bit older. They look like women who are ready now to find and settle down. And you see what? You see what they're dealing with? This is the reality they created for themselves. When they're ready now to find a man, he's not there. You did it to yourselves.
I don't know what I thought. Like, I genuinely thought that I was gonna meet people. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna keep trying. But that was really hard.
Is it too direct for like a stranger to come off the street or in a restaurant to say, oh, I think you're really interesting and get your number there? Is that?
Of course, because I had this type of situations. It's weird. Do not approach a woman who did not inspire that.
This question is for the guys. So, don't men approach women anymore?
So what's inappropriate? You got your game. You got a game. Watching.
Once again, pay attention to the women saying, don't approach us. Young girls. The women saying, why don't men approach us? Older. You see the trend. Okay? Watch back this video. The women who are saying, stop approaching us. Leave us alone. Younger girls. The women who want men to approach. Older women.
Someplace. Is that inappropriate?
If you're not interested, it's always inappropriate. So the thing is, it's true. If you're into somebody, it'll be the greatest thing you've ever heard. If it's a guy you have no interest in, you will be like, get away from me right now. My son's on the court.
They don't know what they want. If we approach, it's weird, but if we don't, they wonder why we don't approach. This here is a question that was asked. She said, why don't men approach me? I dress well, and a lot of people compliment my style. I always do my makeup or receive compliments from female strangers, but never men. What am I doing wrong? As she asked that question, several men had an answer for her. Most of us have learned that women generally do not like to be approached by men. So unless you're flirting big time, it's a risk we won't take. Yeah, and all jokes aside, generally giving women compliments or approaching can get you labeled as creepy very easily. Risk to reward just isn't there unless she's giving you a 100% no doubt green light to approach or
Facts. It's not that the men don't want to approach. It's not like men don't want to approach. It's that they don't feel as though it's going to have a good reception when they do. They might get shamed. They might get clowned. They might get rejected disrespectfully. Rejecting a man is fine, but the disrespectful rejection, the public humiliation, men are just like, that's not worth it. Going through all that isn't worth it just to find love. And men are just like, nah, I'm good. I'll let her walk past. That's fine. I'll take a glance and then keep pushing.
I don't compliment women because I've been told to just leave them alone, especially in public places. From a man's perspective, we're not allowed to approach women anymore. A man could have the best of intentions, and we're still not allowed. It's 2023. You have to start coming to us now. I hate to sound brash or rude about it, but it's true. Because most of the time, you're not worth the hassle. Most women I talk to aren't even half as interesting as the most boring guys out there. Unless you give me vibes that make me 100% sure that you are interested, then I'm not gonna bother. What makes you think that you're so incredibly interesting and amazing that I just absolutely have to potentially risk my well-being just to talk to you? I already have everything I need to live a fulfilling life. I don't need to talk to you. I don't and will never owe you anything.
Wow, that is so well said. what makes you think that you're so incredibly interesting and amazing that I just absolutely have to potentially risk my well-being just to talk to you? Yo, that was so well worded. And that is what a lot of guys have come to, the conclusion of in modern dating. It's like, am I going to risk my reputation? See a video of me on the internet being clowned because I walked up to a girl just because I wanted to meet somebody and find love? Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to shoot my shot from the dating apps. And then, if she rejects me, it is what it is. If she doesn't, if she responds, clearly she's interested, so I can just keep going. The risk of being creepy or being weird isn't there, because if she's talking to me, she's interested. She likes me. If she swiped right, that means she's interested. She likes me. So the dating apps are far more safe, even though they're far more ineffective. They're far more safe from that standpoint for men to just continue doing that. And so that's why men aren't approaching anymore in public.
There's a video going around of a woman describing her experience of being alone with her son when a strange man starts to approach her, which she yells, "Do not approach me, get away from me," and the man gets offended before going away. And I've said it on this channel before, but I will say it again. Men do not seek out women for help. They will either seek out another man or they will contact the authorities. There is almost no reason for a man to be approaching a woman in public that they do not know, especially if that woman is a mother with her child and they are alone. This happened in the parking lot of a grocery store. If he really needed something, he could go inside the grocery store and ask for assistance from an associate. Leave women alone.
Yeah, this woman is confused. As far as
There's no reason for a man to approach a woman in public. Okay, so how do you meet people then? That only leaves dating apps, which women claim they hate so much. Like I'm saying, they're creating their own problem. And yeah, it does affect men too, because now men are forced to use this means of dating that is super ineffective. I just did a video a few days ago about dating apps, and we were able to break down the effectiveness of how many right swipes, then how many matches, how many conversations, short and long, and then how many of them actually went to a date, and then how many of the dates amounted to a relationship. And it was 1 to 0. It was actually it was 0. It wasn't even 1. That guy did 40,000 swipes to get 0, I think 1 date, 0 relationships. Bro, it's bad. But men would rather do that and take 40,000 shots, right swipes, than walk up to one woman and risk embarrassment. That's sad, and that's the reality. That's the circumstances that women have created. Let's keep going.
I know the man was trying to return something to the woman, and he went to her and said, "Excuse me." After that, she just went crazy on him and started yelling.
I'm literally shaking. A male approached me in a parking lot. He's, "Excuse me, miss," and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever."
Here's my read on this situation.
Bruh, give it 5 to 10 years. Oh, she's going to be sorry she did that, bro. She's going to be sorry she did that. Because right now she probably is still getting a bunch of DMs because she looks fairly young and fairly attractive. But when the wall hits hard, okay, when the wall finally comes and says, "Hey, I am here," that is typically when they start getting nervous. I'm like, oh, crap, I don't look the same as I used to. I look in the mirror and I don't see the same young 22-year-old or 25-year-old. Crap, I better lock down a guy quick. Now you're going to be looking around for a guy and wanting and wishing that attractive dude in the parking lot would come up and say hi. But he won't. He won't. That dude at the grocery store that is in good shape, dresses well, has nice hair, tall. He's going to walk right by you. He's going to walk right by you. And you're a single mom. So you just, bro. And you're a single mom. So that already, you already know men aren't 100% like super into single moms and going for that. So if a dude saw you with a kid, he knew you were a mom and still wanted to shoot his shot, bro. All right, ladies. I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
Two potential ways I think it could be going. One is that she's got PTSD. If that's the situation, then what we're really looking at here is someone sharing their mental wounds publicly. The other side that it could potentially be is just like her looking for content. This is probably like the fourth take, and she started the video like, my hands are literally shaking. This guy, oh wait, hold on, do it again. My hands are literally shaking right now.
And here's how to have it all,
lying.
right? Here's how to have it all and be able to be all of these things. When I'm thinking about the phrase have it all, men don't get asked that. Men don't get asked like, how can you have it all, right? How can you pursue having it all?
You know that in emergencies, the reason why we evacuate women and children first is so that we can stay behind and figure out the solution in silence.
That's hilarious.
She laughed because she knew it was the truth.
I really wish this was true. It's not, but I wish it was. I don't want men to come approach me in public. I do not want some man I do not know offering help with my car. Half the time when men try to offer to help me with my car, they fuck up my car. And then they go, well, I was just trying to help. Well, no one asked you. No one asked you. Unless you are the mechanic I paid to fix my car, no one asked you.
You got the hair. I mean, the hair speaks for itself. Got the attitude. I mean, the hair speaks for itself. I already knew. You could tell a lot by a person's mindset just off of how they present. And that was enough. And this said, this woman doesn't want men to approach her in public. Well, lady, dating apps will be your best friend for now till the end of time. Good luck finding your knight in shining armor.
If you're having trouble getting a date, just say that. Don't act like all the rest of us women want to be approached or offered fucking unsolicited advice or help. Because we don't.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
That's not true, actually. The rest of those women want to be approached. They scream it out of their lungs all the time. I recommend you don't approach women. Like they say, they don't need men's help anymore. They can do everything by themselves. The other thing is, they say all of these things and somehow end up blaming men at the end. You just can't win.
I just love the taste of nothing.
I don't know what man needs to answer this question, but how come when y'all see a woman and you see that she's not in the mood to speak to anybody, that's the best time y'all think to pursue her? If I don't look like I want to be spoken to, why are you telling me to put a smile on my face? Want me to be walking around like this?
First of all, men aren't mood readers. They can't just see you and assume you're not in the mood. If you see him approaching, you can tell him that you are not in the mood and keep it moving. And plus a smile goes a long way. What you just demonstrated was more than a smile. It was creepy.
My eyebrow girl gave me the best line to use if a guy keeps staring at you but won't come up and say anything to you. I am in this predicament, so I was like, Yamita, I need help. And she's a bad bitch. And I knew that she would know what to do. She was like, next time he's near you, just say, I see you peeking but not speaking. And I was like, I love that, because kind of calling them out for what they're doing. And you're making the first move by talking to them first. It's funny, it's clever, it's a recipe for success.
I will say some men would actually like to approach a woman, but because of what's going on today,
That's actually not bad advice. That's actually not bad advice, because women are going to have to start taking initiative and, compensate for the fact that they effed it up. So yeah, if that's not a bad line to use. Like if you see a guy and you notice him noticing you, but he doesn't want to make the move because he doesn't know where you stand on it. Yeah, that's not a good line. That's not a bad line to use. Go ahead, ladies. Use that one. That was actually pretty good. That was solid. I ain't gonna hold you. That was pretty good. So guys, that's the video. Yeah, man, men are done approaching. A lot of us are. Some of us still do, like myself, from time to time when I'm in the mood and when I see a girl that I think things will work with. But yeah, a lot of guys are just not doing it, and I don't blame them, bro. There's a lot on the line now. There really is a lot on the line now. Like being labeled a creep, being embarrassed, being publicly shamed and humiliated in public, whether it's recorded or not. Recording it just makes it even worse and posting it on the internet. And that's something men have to keep in the back of their mind every time they think. It used to be, well, I just have to think about how bad the rejection is going to be. Now I have to think what if she pulls out her cell phone and starts recording? What if she doesn't think I'm attractive, so I'm instantly a creep and worthy of recording and putting on the internet for other women to see when I'm just a normal dude who just wants to get to know a girl? This is something men actually have to take into consideration when they see a pretty girl and think about approaching. So men, look, what's my advice? My advice is, yes, still approach. Why do I say still approach? Because dating app results are abysmal, okay? Your dating life is going to be almost non-existent if you fully rely on dating apps alone. So I do recommend you approach. Just really do your best to, I know it's difficult and you could be the most normal guy, but just try not to come across as weird. Approach in normal environments, and try to read the girl to see not if she necessarily wants to be approached, but see if she looks approachable, She doesn't look like a bitch. She doesn't look like she's going to just lash out on you. I know it's hard to read sometimes, but do your best to read the girl and see if she's the type. Or just, open up with something indirect where it doesn't seem like you're necessarily hitting on her if you're unsure. And then if her reception to that is positive, then, transition to, hey, well, I like the way what you're wearing. Oh, I think you're pretty cute, actually. Oh, I really like that smile. You can transition it. So start indirect, and then, depending on her response, make it direct. Those are a few ways you can try to mitigate the risk of running into one of the crazies who are going to whip out a phone. But with that said, guys, that's the video. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate your guys' help in reaching that goal. And until next time, guys, take it easy.